let's start with the opening award ceremony itself. How was the award ceremony? Can you share a few words about your experience at the International Business Magazine Awards 2022?
No, absolutely. It was an event that was very well run. It was a great venue at the Atlantis on the Palm, so a fantastic venue for everyone. And it really was put together extremely well. And the award ceremony itself was lovely. We had a lovely setup and a layout within the event. So no, it was a very, very well sort of run, and we were very privileged to be there.
Oh, the honor is all ours to be a part of this such a grand ceremony, and to invite Capital 3PM onto our ceremony and to award you, give a prestigious award to Capital 3PM itself. That itself was an honor for us.
I guess it's, what we do at Capital 3PM is one asset class only. So the only thing that we ever have done and ever have promoted is fixed income. So, when the markets are doing extremely well and you're getting 25-30% returns, and in some cases with Bitcoin, thousands of percent, our 10 or 12% return per annum was not a great sort of attractive, I guess, investment proposal. But our products do exactly the same, whether it's a good time or whether it's a bad time. So with our 12% per annum products now, a lot of people that have perhaps come out of the stock market, they've come out of the more volatile asset classes. A 12% return over a year is something that's very, very attractive. So we do well in the good times and we do well in the bad times. We are completely uncorrelated to the market, and people find us as a safe haven right now. I think we're seeing a lot of economic sort of unrest in the world globally. And I think a lot of investors are literally sitting there thinking, well, where do I put my money? Also compound that with inflation. So inflation now is at its highest point ever over the last sort of 50 years. And so money in the bank is actually a bad call. That's actually a risk because it's actually decreasing in value, year on year. So our fixed income investments that are asset backed, insured, they provide a very safe haven, and they're only 1 and 2 year holds. So what that means is people don't need to lock away their money for a huge amount of time. Our products are between 1 and 2 years, depending on the product that you choose. And this is just extremely attractive to many investors in the international space that want to diversify their portfolio and probably take some of the risk off the table where you look at what the stock market's doing at the moment. So Capital 3PM was founded by Adam Davis over 10 years ago. He spent his entire life in property, sort of in the UK. My background is wealth management, so I've worked with Julius Baer and Merrill Lynch. I did the acquisition between Julius Baer and Merrill Lynch. I actually came out to the Middle East to work for ADIA, the Abu Dhabi Investment Authority, back in 2014. And so between us, we've got a lot of experience within the wealth management, sort of property sector and the capital raising sector in the international space. So essentially what Capital 3PM do is we work with financial advisors, family offices, institutions, and we go out into the international space, and we have networks in over 45 different countries across the globe. And we work with 3 UK providers that are looking for us, Capital 3PM, to raise capital on their behalf. So they are doing what they do in the UK, and we bring them international money through our capital raising arm. So, we have lots and lots of, interest, and we have relationships with the financial advisors and financial advisor networks. And these guys have access to clients that are looking for fixed income. They're looking for sort of solid investment proposals where they can place money for 1 or 2 years. It's all very different. So a couple of weeks ago, I was down in Geneva meeting a number of family offices. Obviously then, you're talking to family offices with significant wealth and significant sort of sizes of investment that they want to make. So that's a specialized trip. That's a good week down in Geneva and Zurich, meeting with the family offices and the representatives. And then with our private clients, they really do come through our introducer network. So they come through our advisor network. So the clients that come to us have been introduced by their financial advisor. We have strong relationships with the financial advisors. And so when we're dealing with the sort of retail clients, if you like, or the high net worth and sophisticated investors from our financial advisor network, they come to us through our advisor network. So I guess it's more hands-on with the institutional and family offices. We have to spend a lot more time with them. They have a lot larger amounts of money to invest. So quite often those deals will take a lot longer. With some of our private investors, an application form, a process, actually from the start of completing the application form, our clients can be invested in between 24 and 48 hours. So it's quite a quick process with our private clients that come through our financial advisor network.
Right. So talking about adding on to that, I see Capital 3PM has certain approach towards investments, delivering the results that the clients are looking out for. So in that sense, I want to know what are the investment approach that Capital 3PM is looking to adopt or has already adopted for 2022 and 2023, and for the next 5 years.
Yeah, so we always look for investments that are very, very solid. So our due diligence is rigorous, and we only work with providers that have over a 10-year track record. They have significance of assets under their management or control, and they have UK onshore banking presence. Security is really important to us. There's either an FCA regulated security trustee in place or an A-rated Lloyd's of London insurance policy in place. So that, we do our due diligence very, very strongly and heavily. And really sort of over the last 10 years, we've only ever had 4 fixed income products that we have ever taken to market. We get to appraise around sort of 3 or 4 a week. So over the last 10 years, we've looked at thousands of proposals, and it just doesn't go through our rigorous due diligence. So once we've done our due diligence, we invest personally ourselves, the company invests. Once we watch the investment go full cycle, do we then only feel confident enough to take that out into the international space? So anything that goes out into the international space through our advisor network or through our family offices, these are solid investments that have had a longevity, been going for many years, and we have a 100% track record. So to date, all of our products have a 100% track record on coupons and capital repayment, and we don't promote or even sort of look at providers or products that don't have that 100% track record. We recognise, especially now in these times, our clients are looking for a safe haven. They want to sleep well at night, and what you get with our products is, it's a fixed term over a fixed return, so there's no surprises. You're not opening the news every day and looking at where Tesla is or Microsoft or Amazon. You sign a contract that says, I'm giving you my money for 1 or 2 years, you're going to pay me a fixed return over the 2 years, and then my maturity date is at the end of that duration. So everybody knows exactly what they're going to get from the very beginning. And it's kind of, we call it a sleep well at night investment product. You can have a certain amount of your portfolio and your allocation to our fixed income products. You know exactly what you're going to get. And then perhaps you can be more adventurous if you so wish in the stock market or in crypto or whatever takes your fancy in that perspective. But ours do, in Britain we say it does what it says on the tin. It really does, do exactly what it says. There's no surprises. So sort of the things that we're looking at as we're looking at counter-cyclical. So what is not correlated to the market? What is pretty much recession-proof? And our fixed income products are. So our 3 UK providers are all in industries that are long-standing industries and actually do better in a recession. So 2 of our providers are actually property developers in the UK, and they develop properties for what we call the BTR or build to rent sector. When we look at going into a recession, if you like, or an economic downturn, especially in the UK, we're looking at people that are not going to be able to buy, they will rent. The UK has a deficit of affordable housing of about 400,000 beds. So our 2 property developers are developing something that's completely counter-cyclical and recession-proof. They're developing build-to-rent complexes that institutions will take and buy, rent back to the general public or housing associations. And this really provides a fantastic sort of investment and opportunity. Also to note, these two property developers have both got a 20-year track record. So they've been through the 2008-2009 crisis, financial crisis. They've been through the pandemic. They never missed a beat in the pandemic. So they have a longevity, and both are run by boards of directors with hundreds of combined years of experience. So we've been working with both these developers for many, many years. And the product has gone from strength to strength, even in the downturn, even more so in the downturn that we're seeing now. They are kind of going from strength to strength.
Wow, that is quite confidence giving. The words that you shared exactly about the UK property investors that you have, that's really confidence binding. Juli, you I think you came across Capital 3PM as a client, I believe, when you were working in Abu Dhabi.
Yes.
And then you...
Correct, yes.
Yeah, and then you went on board as a full-time employee, as a full-time partner for Capital 3PM. So
Exactly.
Yeah, so can you share, a typical day at Capital 3PM? How are you spending a typical day at Capital 3PM?
Oh my goodness. So I came from a very corporate background, in banking, wealth management, and then worked for the Abu Dhabi Investment Authority. So every day was pretty structured. It was pretty planned. You had your meetings planned, all the structuring. I was brought to Capital 3PM's investments by my financial advisor, and I actually chose to invest into one of our providers, Godwin. I had a great experience onboarding. I was actually due to go back to Zurich after my time in Abu Dhabi had come up. Adam said, well, how do you feel about capital raising and being a strategic development partner? He said, I want to expand, I want to grow, but I can't do it on my own. So it was a kind of a great opportunity to get on board and become a little bit more of an entrepreneur. There is no one day that's the same at Capital 3PM. We have investors in over 45 different countries across the globe. That means we have advisors in all those spaces. So by the time I'm waking up here in Dubai, the Asia group have already woken up and there's already emails going off. And then by the time I'm closing should be closing the book and the office, here in Dubai, there's still Europe and the UK all still working. So there's no typical day. As we are investments, although our investments are fixed income, there's nothing to do there. The investment process, you have people sending money to our providers from all different places in the world. We have a brilliant admin team here at the Dubai office who are invaluable to what they do for us. They're the engine room. These ladies keep everything running for us, and they are processing all of the applications that come in across the world. So, and then Adam and I are looking at flying everywhere and bringing in new networks, meeting new advisors, promoting our products and what we do. So Adam is currently in the UK, I'm in Dubai. We then go back to the UK for an event early before Christmas, and then we're both back out to Asia in the new year to meet new advisors and new networks as we promote our business. So I've gone from a very structured corporate planned day to a very unplanned day, but what comes with that is a lot of excitement, a lot of difference, and it's certainly a breath of fresh air there. So there is no typical day at Capital 3PM.
Great to hear that you are really enjoying your life at Capital 3PM.
Yes, it's very, very interesting, and as I said, no day is the same, and we just continue to really enjoy delighting our clients. And I think our investments are the safe haven at the moment. We're seeing everything else in the world going a little bit crazy, but we can sleep well at night knowing that what we do, it may not be smashing the lights out. You're certainly not going to get returns of over 20%, but you're certainly not going to get losses of 20% or any loss whatsoever. So we feel comfortable, we feel very good about that.
Great. So we are really happy to know that you are ending 2022 on a very high note, and we really hope 2023 starts as well in that high note.
Absolutely, and we're looking forward to 2023. Again, I think no one could have predicted what was going to happen in 2022. We certainly wouldn't have seen the stock market, crashes that we've seen. We certainly wouldn't have predicted the crypto nonsense and Elon Musk. So I think 2023 again will be a year of surprise. We feel confident that there's going to be surprise elsewhere, but our products will continue to give you that fixed income and stable allocation of your portfolio. And by all means, go and take your chances in the stock market. But if you want to have something safe and allocation safe, then we're a good bet for some of your money.
Sure. Thank you, Juli, for sharing this insightful factors about investments, and especially in this unprecedented times, a fixed income is something that everybody is looking out for. So thank you for sharing your time. Thank you for sharing the resources, and I hope in 2023 again you come back to nominate your Capital 3PM for another award.
We would love to. We would absolutely love to. So thank you again to the International Business Magazine. Thank you for all your support. Thank you for the award gala and ceremony. That was absolutely fantastic. And all the best to you as well for 2023.
Thank you, Juli. On that note, thank you.